Good evening, RealFam. Good evening. Hope you're doing amazing. This is just going to be a quick one. It's just an extension of what I just did on Go Digital. If you do not follow, or if you haven't joined Go Digital as yet, please consider joining. Go Digital is where we speak everything digital marketing, how you can build your online presence, right? So I just spoke about how, one keeps growing in the digital space, how you can consider, growing and growing and growing online if you consider going digital. All right. Hi, Zanele. Good to see you. Now, I'm going to share a little bit. I'm not even supposed to be doing this video here, and mainly because I've created a group specifically for this kind of content. But I think it's just some kind of a marketing tool that I'm using so that you can consider joining Go Digital, which is a group that I've created, right? Oops. A group that I created for content creators. And this is a group that allows you, sorry guys, just trying to fix something on my PC. Give me a sec. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah. So basically, guys, what's happening with my laptop? It's killing my vibe right now. I apologize. See. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I'm having a little bit of a situation somewhere here. But anyway, let me just keep going. Hi, Pumeza, good to see you, Queen. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. If the light goes a bit dark, I'll have to work out something. I think there's something wrong with my PC. I don't know what's happening. Sorry about that. But what I was saying is that the whole objective of this video is to just make you aware that I have Go Digital, which is a platform that I talk more on, especially on everything digital, the importance of building that online presence and all of that, right? So now, let me just summarize the importance or how I keep growing digitally. So it's important to understand that the platforms that we have, they are designed in a specific way or in a special way that will enable us to build a community or build an audience or somehow find the best way or the best approach to engage the audience, right? And not only that, we also have search engine tools that are available that can also help us find ways to grow, right? So when we think of a search engine platforms, you've got your search engine optimization, which will not be able to work if you don't have a website, for example. Okay, I think it's still good. Okay. Yeah, I'll work with this light. It's okay. They will not work if you don't have an online presence, right? They will never work if you don't have like a website, for example. So for you to be able to be searchable on Google, there has to be that online presence, meaning there has to be a way that you have optimized your platforms in a way that will enable people to find you. That's why also when you have social media, understand that they like social media platforms play a huge role in helping you to become searchable on on Google, for example. So let's assume that my company IL Designs, I've just recently opened a Facebook page and I've got pictures of the work that I do and all of that. And then I've designed a website, which at that point doesn't have like a lot of pictures or of the work that I do and all of that. So when it's optimize the best way. So what do we mean when we saying that it has to be optimized? So when you obviously create content around, like, let's say logo designs. So I'm a company based in Gauteng, in this specific area, Johannesburg area, which is or central of Johannesburg, whatever you may, whatever location you may specify. Already you are making it easier for someone who's going to search for a web designer in Johannesburg, right? You are most likely to be found when you also specify that I design websites, logos, banners, I do branding, I build brands, for example. It makes it kind of easy to get someone to actually notice who you are or what you do, because when I go on the search engine, and this is how we need to look at life and even the things that we want to pursue. Ask yourself, how will I search for myself? How will I search for what I do, right? And ask yourself, like, actually not ask, but monitor how you search for things that you want. I don't know if I'm making sense. How you normally search for, okay, what specific items in the specific store or a specific area. How you search, you need to also tap into a consumer's mindset to say, okay, they are most likely to search something like this. If this is the service that I'm offering, chances are they might search for this kind of content in this specific way. So you need to somehow create it in a way or optimize it in a way that I, as a consumer, will be able to find you. So you make it easier that way. Now, how one keeps growing also on, in the digital space is that you don't become a potato couch. I can't find a better word, but I'm going to use this: being a potato couch, meaning you have social media platforms but you're not utilizing them. You have Instagram, you've got Facebook, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Twitter, but you're not using them, and then you expect for you to build an engaging community, to grow your brand, and for you to maybe have some kind of service that you're offering, and then you put it out there and expect audience to just come running and buying into what you're saying. Where else you just a potato couch, not doing anything, not even creating content, not even engaging your audience, not even trying to understand what your audience needs are. Like, does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. So you should also understand that the more you engage, the more you interact, is the more you get noticed as well. So I personally got to be noticed a lot with the kind of content I create and with the kind of engagements that I do, right? So do I feel like I've done well enough? I've done well for myself, but I think I can still do more. What I did, I can still do more. If you can follow Gary Vee, Gary Vee will tell you that you should at least put out more than 50 piece of content in a day. He will tell you all of that. Like, in terms of marketing yourself, in terms of you trying to be visible and getting audience to find what you do and everything, you will need to put in the work. So it's actually a lot to do in actual fact. So just having social media and thinking that I got this, people will just search my name and like my page. What's the purpose of me liking your page, right? So if I'm gonna like your page, what value am I gonna get from it, right? Or are you just that person that no, let them just like, whenever I decide to do something, then I'll jump on board. So also you need to remember that the minute you ask me or you request that I like something, remember that chances are I will not just like that page, or whether it's your Instagram or your Facebook or your LinkedIn, whatever. I will firstly do my research. So meaning I will either click on your profile, just look at the content that you're creating and see first like what's happening, what's the kind of content that this person is creating. Can I benefit something out of this? Can I build engagements with this person? If not, then I have people that would send me friend requests. And when a person sends a friend request, you realize that this person, the last time they posted was 2 years ago or even a year ago. No, I'm not going to work like that. What's the purpose of you having social media? So that you can just come whenever you feel like you want to engage. That's when you'll jump and create content, or you'll jump and just see what's happening. So are you that person that logs off after? No, I don't want that. I want to build engaging audience. I want to see how I can add value in your life, and then vice versa, right? So if I'm gonna follow you on Instagram or on Facebook for that matter, and on LinkedIn, but you hardly even post, or there's nothing, or even engage for that matter, because I would understand that there are people that would are consumers, they consume information but they don't really give out information, if you know those kind of people, right? They are good listeners, but they don't like talking. So you have those people, but there has to be something. Unfortunately, the disadvantage of it, and especially for someone like me, is that if I don't see any engagement or anything on your platform, chances are I'm just going to reject your friend request, because your friendship request, because it's not like, what are we going to do? I mean, I feel like I'm adding you as a part of my members, but you are not engaging, you're not doing anything. And what makes me sure that if you're a part of my platform, you will engage, you get my point? So it's so important to look at those things, especially if you have broadened your horizon in terms of the kind of content you create. So some of us are not just socializing, we are building networks, building communities, we are building businesses, right? And you want to somehow have a benefit of both. Create content that will be encouraging to other people, content that will be beneficial in terms of your business growth and all of that. So there's that balance. So if the audience that is trying to be a part of your space is not doing all of that, unfortunately, break up over. No, we no, let's rather save the space for someone who is engaging, save the space for someone that is willing to obviously be a part of the platform and engage and get value out of it, right? So we call it a business if you want, because here's my thinking. Gone are those days where we just use social media because we want to find those old friends that, or connect with our old school friends that were long lost, whatever. Listen to me. If you have one or two people that you know that you were friends with, you can always try to contact them and ask them, okay, I'm looking for so and so. Can you give me their contact details, and you find them. Social media is no longer just about listen, I'm just making friends, I'm just socializing, I am just scrolling. I think we are so caught up in just wanting to scroll. You just want to scroll, like all you do all day is scroll. So tell me, if I had to do this all day, what am I benefiting? Just scrolling, looking at the device, scrolling and looking at what other people are doing. It's the same thing as TV. I mean, we love TV. We still watch TV. Well, I'm happy that I've cut out on watching a lot of TV, because I feel like I'm watching someone making their money and all of that. And at the time, that person, chances are, because that was something that was pre-recorded and all that, chances are is not even live. the person is relaxing or busy with other things or making more money while I'm busy watching them, right? It's okay to unwind once in a while and everything, but you need to understand the value of something, right? I mean, for me, it's not, watching TV is not a priority unless, even news nowadays, I feel like if my TV is YouTube, my TV is Google. Yeah. So Google and YouTube are my favorite at this point. That's where I consume most information, whether it's the news, whether it's current, news. You get my point. So it's so important that we understand the value that we're getting in the content that we're consuming, and even in the content that we're giving out. Elvis Piri saying interesting. I'm glad that you're finding it interesting. Hi Lebza. Warren Kaz. Hi Lekhobo. Good to see you, fam. So it's so important to understand why you're consuming the kind of content that you're consuming, right? It's very important. That's why you get to even differentiate between that specific type of content that you get and the one that you give, right? So for me, I can raise my hand and say that really being in the social space has really opened a couple of doors for me, doors that wouldn't have opened if I didn't have an online presence. I wouldn't have gotten the businesses that I got or sales that I've made in my business if I did not have social media. Or, I mean, if I didn't have an online presence, right? So it's so important that you build an online presence for yourself. So I'm encouraging you to, of course, go digital and to join the group. It's a private group. We're about 273 at this very moment. It's a very small group. The engagement is still trying. It's not the best, but we're getting there, right? We will get there. And I believe that we start somewhere, right? So that's the whole objective of this. So I don't know how this will help you, but if you someone who is trying to build their personal brand, or you want to be known for something, I'm hoping that you will somehow take something out of this and obviously open your mind into doing something that will allow you to have that visible online presence and that strong online presence, that will help you be, that will what's the word I'm looking for, this word, I think the word is, you need to have that online presence that will market you while you're sleeping. So while you're sleeping, and then you think, you know what, earlier today I was talking to Nthabi, and Nthabi has, a company called IL Designs, and she also has this personal brand that she has created, which is Real Talk with Nthabi. Actually, let me go into Google and search IL Designs or search Real Talk with Nthabi. And that time I'm fast asleep. What happens? You get to see the work that I do. You get to see all the things that I do. You get to watch my content. You get to see the platforms that I have. You get to see the businesses that I have. You get to even either request a quotation of some sort, or because I have an online shop as well. I sell t-shirts and earrings. You can even go to the store, the online store, and then make a purchase there. And then just like that, I have made money in my sleep, right? Just like that, you have discovered me without you having to call me or somehow SMS me or somehow telegram me or whatever the case may be. You get my point? By just going on Google and searching. The biggest thing here is making sure that your content is optimized and you're able to be searchable. You can't don't be a potato couch. You don't have social media platforms and it's there. You have a company page, it's there, it's down, nothing is happening. Why did you create it at the first place? Right? I'm a little bit guilty of not consistently posting what maybe the recent work that I did on my business page and everything. But no, actually, I know how I structure it. Normally, I post a large amount of content once in a month or whatever. So I know that every month there's content that has to be out. There's no way that a month can go by without me creating content. But of course, I can do it better by doing weekly content and all of that, which I aim to actually do, right? So depending on obviously how I'm structuring the content that I'm creating for that particular month or week. So if you have social media platform, or even if you have a website for that matter, and then it's just there sitting and nothing is happening, what are you saying? Do you know that blogs are important for a reason? Do you know that the reason why blogs are important is it's because they help blogs help to to help you become more optimized, more reachable. So meaning the kind of conversations you have relevant to whatever your target or audience is, or whatever your niche is, that enables people to see the value in what you're creating, and it opens that gateway for more and more audience to reach you or to reach what you do and all of that. So it's so important. Blogs are important. Blogs are important. Blogs are important. I'm just going to say that. Okay. Blogs are important. They help a lot because you will be creating blogs with that relevant to your niche, which can increase traffic to your platforms. So with that said, I'm going to end it here because sis is tired, sis is exhausted, but this needed to be said, to be said. Yes, I need to say this. Is that English? Yeah, this needed to be said, right? Guys, I'm learning my English now. I'm fixing my English, so bear with me. So Go Digital is a private group that really is built for those that wish to grow their to enhance their content creation, to somehow enable their online presence, or to grow their online presence, and to navigate around this digital space. Because like it or not, digital marketing is the way. Forget about the pandemic. Don't you dare think that the pandemic on its own is reason why people are now going digital and everything. Yes, it's a part of it, but it has always been important. I mean, think about it. How would you best reach a person that is in Durban right now? How would you best reach them? What would be the best way to find out about the company that they have? If maybe you're listening to a radio interview right now and then they're talking about this person, the company's in Durban, they're doing what, and you have interest in that, what is the first thing that you're going to do? You're going to go straight into your phone, your laptop, and search for that company. What is that? That is going digital on its own. So, with that said, I don't know if you're going to sit here and wait for manna from heaven to come and help you digitalize your platform, or you're gonna make a plan for yourself and make things happen. Okay? I don't know. So please consider going into Facebook, search for Go Digital, and it's actually on the description right now. Join that group and be an engaging audience. Be engaging. And the homework that I have for you is to check your social media platforms right about now and tell me if the kind of content that you have going on is actually saying something great about where you're going digitally, or you are just not going anywhere. Chances are you even forget the name that you created. Like, have you realized that we have company names that have been registered on Facebook? When you, let's say for example, you somehow have a similar name to that company, when you click on that company name, right, and try to try to not click, when you try to create a company name and then you realize that that name already exists, and it already exists, but nothing is happening in that company name. Now you're forced to use a different name because that name is taken, but it's not in use. It's like it's useless, right? It's useless. So we don't want that, guys. So let's just really do our best, right? You know what, years from now you'll be like, damn, why didn't I take advantage of what Nthabi was saying? Because at that time you will need me to come to your event and speak to you, and I'll be charging you to be telling you what obviously the advanced level of what we're talking about right now. So if you're not gonna allow yourself to take this information and use it the best way possible, if you're not going to join Go Digital and really engage and see how you can grow your content creation or your online presence, then I don't know. I don't know. I can only do so much. And I must say, you are lucky that I got to create this on this platform because I already have Go Digital. So please join Go Digital. That is where most of the content is. That is where I'm going to create most of the content. And remember, I want you to join mainly because it's something that you want. It's something that you want to grow in. I don't just want to say, oh, all of us come, because it's so nice to have a big number of people. It's so nice to have a huge audience, a very engaging audience. It's so nice for more and more people to like the video and whatever, or the post. It's so nice. But the big question is it adding value? Is it benefiting you in any way? Or I should just be excited that I have 1 million people on the platform, right? So there's just so much that we need to look into, which is another topic that we can talk about obviously later, where we iron out this issue of numbers, right? So how important are numbers in this social media space, or in this digital space? How important are numbers, and do they matter more, or is it the engagement and the content that matters the most in this space, whether it's the influencer marketing space, whether it's just brand marketing, all of that, right? So it's a topic that we can talk about. If you want that, we can do it. In actual fact, I think I'll do that for you. I think it's one topic that we also need, right? So Elvis is saying, let's see, very informative. Okay, I'm glad. Thank you, Elvis. I'm glad that is informative. As a videographer, digital marketing is the way. Definitely. You are even worse because you are creating visual content. You're creating visual content. So why are you gonna put a video? It's online. So definitely digital is very important, and I'm super happy that you got to be a part of this, Elvis, because it's definitely speaking to you, right? It's so important. And let me just tell you something that is also important. Video content, in the next couple of years, you'll realize that right now video content is the most important. Video content is the way to go. Creating content using visuals is now the best way to communicate or to reach out to people. And it's so amazing how 60 seconds video can actually reach out to multitudes, millions of people, and to give them an exact message or a detailed message of what the product is, what it does, and how they can get it in just 60 seconds. Time is money right now, so everything is visualized, and there's so much power in visuals, because you'll be showing me the product, you'll be showing me the transition of how it works, and then you'll be showing me how I can get it and where I get it, and then sold, just like that. I like having to type a long message of, or a long post of, this product is what, it has what, it does what, and you know what, talking is faster than typing and all of that. And right about now, attention span for people it's limited. Let me make an example. This video right now, if you are here, I'm glad that you're here, because chances are you, all 7 of you right now, are the only people that would have reached this video. There'll be 1 or 2 or just none that will actually watch this video until this point, and mainly because their attention span is like that much, unless of course it's someone who really feels like, okay, I'm actually benefiting something out of this, right? So I'm that person. If content is adding value to me, even if it's long, I will watch it. I will listen, I will spend time on it, even if it's an hour, even if it's 2 hours. If it's beneficial, I will watch it. But not everyone is like that, unfortunately, right? So visual content now is becoming the biggest and most important way of communicating with audience, because they, you get to show exactly what you are, what your product is, what it does, what it has, and how one can actually get it. Or you leave a contact detail already. When there's a contact detail or a call to action, whether it's a website or whatever, or social media, whatever, already that has indicated that, okay, already I know what I want and what I'm going to get when I call you or when I go to your website. It's either when I go to your website already, I saw your product and I'm ready to just go and buy, or I'm gonna try call and say, okay, how can I best get this, or whatever. The call to action is there. So it's so important to understand that visual is the way nowadays. So goodness, hey, good evening. I hope I'm not late, honey. I was about to wrap up actually, so you can catch up if you don't mind. You can catch up. It is beneficial to boost my page always, each and every time I post my content on my page. Oh, is it? Oh, you're asking if it's important. Okay. Hugh, here's the thing. I've experimented a lot in terms of boosting, right? It works to a certain extent, right? It works to a certain extent. I feel like it's so important to firstly make sure that your page is optimized the best way possible. So meaning, if you're gonna try boost on your social media platforms, make sure that your social media page has enough content to really be clear about what you're offering and all of that. Yes, when you boost, obviously maybe using a specific poster, it will obviously show that poster. But remember that when you boost something and then I'm one of your target markets, if I've got interest, well, the first thing I'm going to do is to click and go and look at you, what more you're offering, or get more details. Chances are I will go into your social platform or I will go into your website. So make sure that you have optimized your pages, your page is in order, your content is talking, like it's talking to your target audience, right? So you don't want to be boosting something only to find that there isn't even much about what you are offering. So it becomes irrelevant, or you might just shoot yourself in the foot by losing out on potential clients, mainly because you were so focused in boosting but forgetting to put out more information. Remember that even with the website, you can have a slide showing something that you do, or have a blurb of the kind of service that you're offering. And then there's an option to read more, right? So someone might have interest to know more, to read more. So if you don't have much going on your platform, then it's a problem. And it's the same thing as you wanting people to like, because sometimes we boost because we want more traffic to our pages. But what's the point of having more traffic to your page, but yet the content is not even talking more about whatever that you're offering? You get my point? So make sure that you've got your guns in order, right? So that when someone comes and looks for something, they already know, oh, okay, so okay, let's assume that you are boosting, you offering videography, right? You saying, okay, what, a videographer for weddings, whatever, corporate events, promo videos, events, whatever. If you specify all of that, and I want to see more of your work, what is it that I'm going to see when I land into your website? What is it that I'm going to see when I click on your social page? Are there a couple of videos that I'm going to see that will give me a bit of an idea of what you do and convince me to say, okay, this actually is the real deal, right? So a lot of people don't like sharing the work that they do and all of that, but unfortunately, people want to see what you have done in order for them to trust, or to trust you to do work for them all the time. Like, I've been in the game for long, for over 5 years, being a designer, but every now and again, or 95% of the time, my clients or potential clients want to see the work that I've done before they can make a payment or even proceed with whatever that they request. So if you haven't done that, or if you don't have that, like samples or examples of what you've done or what you do, it's a little bit difficult for them to trust that you can actually deliver. So it's so important to understand that. That's why your social media pages have got to be filled with so much of your work. All right. So yeah. And I guess this is a homework that we can do, that you can do and I can do, to make sure that our social media platforms have content that speaks to the target audience, and have content that will market you, or reassure your audience that, hey, this is what I do. And don't just post once, and then when a person goes there, it's like you've posted something in 2019. Something that was posted 2019 is irrelevant. And if you want to understand the relevance of something, go to Instagram. On Instagram, the content that you created last month is kind of forgotten already. Think about it. So as much as people can be able to search with the hashtags and see it and everything, but content that you posted last year, it's kind of irrelevant. It's like, think about it. Who's gonna scroll through your Instagram feed to the last 356 days ago? Like, who's gonna scroll to last year January or last year December? No, even not last year December, because I think it's like, or even better, 2019. Who's gonna do that? Unless, of course, you've got about 100 posts on your Instagram. But someone like me, I've got over 1,000. Are you gonna be scrolling and checking over 1,000 posts? I don't think so. So that should be an indication that you need to be you need to work in real time. You need to have recent content. That's why, like, I don't just accept friend requests. When I click there, this person has just been changing profile pictures and no content is there and everything. What's the relevance of that? I don't have time to just be looking at your profile pictures. Are you going to be on my platform? It shows that maybe this person comes to Facebook once and forever when they are bored. So I don't want to have a platform for people that are bored. No, I'm creating a platform that will have engaging audience, not people that are bored that come in whenever. No, that's something that you need to take note of. Tabang, hey, good to see you. Powerful 100%. We don't have time to read. These days, we don't have enough time to read books or posts. Exactly my point. Well, I'm not sure about books. I'm starting to love reading books. But I need to love them more. But you have a valid point to say that people don't really have time to be spending in reading a long post trying to explain what you offer. So a video that is 60 seconds can explain everything on the go, and then they get you, and then that's it, right? So definitely it's important. Visuals speak more. I definitely am with you there. So yeah, and the truth is, well, obviously there are people that are able to read audiobooks. That's what people are doing right now. They're going for audiobooks as opposed to just reading a book. I personally, I try, but it's not really working for me unless I'm either doing an activity. Like when I run, I'm able to listen better to something, but when I'm busy with other things, it's a little bit difficult for me to listen to audio and all of that, right? So it works for other people, and majority actually consider that. So that is quite a valid point, right? So visual is another most important thing that you might need to take note of if there's nothing that you took out of this conversation, or if you happen to have joined late, like maybe a few minutes ago when we were speaking more about video. You might want to take that into consideration to say visuals is like visuals speak louder. Like that's what people are doing right now. When they communicate to their audience, they do it in a visual way, and they just save time. It saves time, and it saves you trying to respond to a lot of messages. So how does this work and everything? And the biggest and most important thing about whatever that you do, whether it's a visual, like a video, a promo video, or even a post, make sure that that post answers all the questions that you have for your audience. Let it answer all the questions that you have for your audience. True. Guys, I feel so bad for my digital team because I feel like I've given you so many nuggets on this video, and yet you are not a part of Go Digital. So please click on that Go Digital name on about this video. Of course, please make sure that you click, and is it what? Yeah. Yeah, it will be above on the on the caption there. Make sure that you click and then you request to join the group. That's where I'll be sharing a lot of this. And you might take it for granted, you might overlook it and everything, but if you really are serious to learn, if you really are serious in growing your online presence, and if you're really serious about understanding what digital marketing is, you will definitely join in and be a part of the group. And like I always say, if I'm still able to give you this valuable information freely like this, take advantage of it, because one of these days you won't be just getting it for free. You'll have to pay for it. That's all I'm going to say. With that said, thank you so much, and please consider following my other platforms, which is IL Designs. That's where I do my design services. If you need a website, banner, logos, all of that, that's where you'll find me. And I've got a YouTube channel as well, Real Talk with Nthabi. I'm on Instagram as Real Talk with Nthabi, and IL Designs is there as well. So please consider following where you don't follow, so that you can stay in touch with me and to obviously get a benefit of both, because I don't always create similar content on all the platforms. It might be relatable or almost the same, but it's not always where it's same, if you get what I mean. So especially with this type of content on Go Digital Facebook group, you will get all of this. Here, let me tell you, you just got very lucky that I got to even go to this extent with this content. And I guess it's because you were, kind of engaging and even asking questions. And I appreciate that. That's what I love. I love having engaged audience. It's so important. That's the biggest thing. Engaging audience, yeah. So I can't deal with potato couches. I'm sorry. If you're gonna be on my platform and you're not engaging and all of that, hi, chances are you might look at your friends list and realize that I'm actually gone. So yeah, of course I'm not talking about y'all because you're here. Talking about those that are not really engaging. All right. Dimela, hey Dimela, a very powerful woman of integrity. You inspire many. Keep up the good work, my beautiful sister. That humbles me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And with those beautiful words, I think I will just leave it there. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. And yeah, remember to just work on yourself and build that online presence and do something. Do something. You got to do something. Do something so that you can be visible in the online space. And now, don't forget, join Go Digital. Love you lots. Remember to make today count. Bye.